In this video, I'm going to show you how to search engine optimize your website. You may have heard the expression search engine optimization in the past, or sometimes referred to as SEO. And the good news is, a lot of the complex things that used to be possible no longer work. And that just leaves a few very simple, straightforward things that do work that I'm going to cover now. To start, you want to go into your Edit Site Pages area. And you can optimize every page of your website. You can and should optimize every page of your website for peak findability in Google search. In this example, I'm going to optimize my store intro page. But again, the same principles will apply to every page of your site. So under my Your High School Store, I'm going to click on Edit Link. And up comes my link label, and you can see it's called Your High Store, which fits nicely on my navigation. And now I'm going to click on Open Page Info and Optimization. And you can see we've got 4 additional fields here that we can fill in. Your web address is what appears in your browser address bar right here. And if you forget these things, there's a little question mark, a help bubble. You can scroll over and get a reminder of what all these things do. The page heading appears on the page itself, the page headline at the top left of the page. The page title can sometimes appear at the top of your web browser, and mine doesn't in this particular browser, but yours might show it. And this is also very important to Google, the keywords that you use in your page title. And then your description may be shown in Google search. I kind of consider the description the ad for the website. So if people do find your page and they then see your description, this description should entice people to click on the page. Now, Google may or may not show your description. It's kind of up to their own algorithms. Sometimes instead they'll show a little blurb from your page content itself. But oftentimes they will still show your description, so this field remains very important. Alright, so let's start out with my web address here. And what I like to do is pick an exact key phrase that we're going to target. And when you do that, you may wind up targeting other similar phrases within that key phrase, but I just shoot for one key phrase that we want to work better than everything else. So in this case, because we're having an apparel fundraiser here, I'm going to target Your High School Apparel is the word I want to trigger my site to come up, or this page in particular to come up. So on the web address, again, that's what you see up in the web address bar here. I want to use keywords. I want to use the exact keywords that I'm targeting, in fact. So rather than the class underscore store, I'm going to backspace this out and instead put in your high school apparel.htm. Okay, and there's a reminder here of, again, what this is and the extensions that you can use in the page name. So your high school apparel.htm is a much more specific term that Google will recognize and help this term trigger this page of your website to come up in Google search. Alright, next, my page heading. Right now it's simply class store. We want to use something much more descriptive, and again, that will target my intended key phrase. So we're going to backspace out class store, and instead we'll call this Your High School Apparel Store. And just FYI, in the code, the underlying code of the page, this title is wrapped in a thing called a heading tag, and that's very, very valuable to Google. Anything you have in that heading tag, any keywords in that heading tag, can really help your site get triggered to come up in Google search. So again, you want to use the exact keywords that you're targeting in your page heading. Alright, next is my page title. And again, this can be seen at the top of your browser in some cases, and even if it's not, this also is in the code and is very important to Google. So make sure you've got a very a good keyworded page title. So you can see the default here is your high school store. And we want to do something much better than that for our page title. So I'm going to backspace this out too. And let's put in your high school apparel store, school attire, and more. And this can also be seen on the Google public search results. So you want to use something that helps the user identify what this page is about. And then finally, for our description, which again can also be shown in the Google search results, let's put in and I want to use some keywords here now. So if somebody types in your high school t-shirt or your high school sweatshirt or your high school sweatpants, the words I'm using in the description tag here will help those keywords come up. And then finally, in my description, I'm going to add a little extra incentive to click on my link. I want people to come to my site, so I'm going to put in 12%. 12% of your purchase goes to support the Alumni Association. So I want people to know that by clicking on my store and buying here, that they are supporting the school. That's all there is to it on the Edit Site Pages page. So let's go ahead and save our link label now. And then finally, I'm going to edit my page itself. And hopefully you'll have a lot more here than we've got in the default. But you want to use your keyword a time or two here as well. So if your main key phrase that you're targeting is your high school apparel store, then you want to use that same key phrase a couple of times in your content. Okay? Keywords in the content are very helpful in triggering Google to bring up your site again. All right, so today that's really all there is to search engine optimization. If you make these tweaks on your website, you will definitely get more findability in the search engines. Good luck.